Hi, this is Dr. Topper, Global Pharmacovigilance Director for Oracle Health Science Consulting. This is our last video in our series of case workflow processing and efficiencies gained through automations and small workflow changes. So in this last installment, we are talking about our fifth element of the five-step workflow, and that would be report submission. So what happens in report submission? Well, for one, the letter is created. The letter that goes on top of the case through the portal to the health authority, to your co-marketer, to your affiliate, to your internal stakeholder, an email attachment perhaps to an internal stakeholder. But nonetheless, there's some manual areas where you have to create these things. And it resides on the role of the person who processed the case to follow this case through and create that letter. So certainly if you're processing a lot of cases, there is some human error where you may park these cases intending to create the letter because for all instant purposes, they are complete. And then you don't get around to doing it, or you forget to do it, and some cases fall through the cracks and don't have letters. So how can you mitigate this risk? You can certainly put an automation on. There are automations that exist for report submission that will pluck the case from the workflow, pending it has already gone through medical review, so it is complete, and it can take it from the workflow at an internal time period. So if your SOP calls for all serious cases to be done by day 12 so that you have the extra buffering of days before you send it out on day 14 or day 15 to the health authority, you can take this case as soon as it moves past medical review, which may be day 10 internally. You can also use an automation for causality. This automation, certainly Oracle uses this automation for using the WHO criteria. But the algorithm is very much a non-black box algorithm. And what I mean by that is it should be, anyone who provides you this algorithm should open it up because there are nuances in how you conduct causality. And you certainly want those nuances put into the algorithm. So it reflects how your company does it. You may or may not agree with the WHO criteria as being robust, but you should layer onto it. So you can certainly employ the Bradford-Hill criteria, the Naranjo scale, or elements of the Naranjo scale. So there's a lot of modalities on causality that you should put into the algorithm so it becomes your unique algorithm on conducting causality. And that is an automation that exists. Another automation that exists is synonym lists. So prior to going one-to-one with Medra, you may construct a synonym list of oddities, idiomatic expressions that are akin to your region. And so if you see these verbatim terms, you know that you have pre-designed a term from Medra that will marry to this verbatim term. And it could be an idiomatic expression as well. So an expression like, I nearly died, could indicate anxiety. It could indicate pain, but it certainly doesn't indicate death. It's an idiomatic expression. And so you want to capture that. You don't want Medra to code near-death like experience here. You want it to code what you have in your synonym list. So those synonym lists, causality, those are two areas of medical review function where you can have the automation assist you. You can still have the medical reviewer look at the case just to give it a once over. You can, in the report submission, you can have the letters being generated for you through an automation that looks at blocks of data. And so the report submission is a handoff between medical review and the report outside of the, going out of the database. So there is buffering where you would create the letters and you can have an automation create that letter for you. This is Dr. Topper for Oracle Health Science Consulting. Do join me on the series of pharmacovigilance talks where we'll look at a certain aspect of pharmacovigilance and how we can better improve upon it, what are the new ideas, and I do hope you join me on the future series. Thank you.